Good morning, dear children. The last class we studied about the elixir of life, which is written by C.V. Raman. Till fifth paragraph we have completed. We have noticed how the narrator watched. On the one side, it was full of vegetation and a speck of green and single living thing. On the other side, he noticed a full of sand, desert. So, what made this difference? This is what? The Nile. The Nile the Nile is flowing that particular area wherein Egypt. So, this river made all the difference in this particular area. Somewhere the narrator explains about water is going to play a leading role in the drama. In the same, similarly, the surface of our planet too. Then we talked about rain-fed tanks, how rain-fed tanks are useful for the sake of agriculture and also to quench animals' thirst and all. Then, when we go to paragraph number 6, yes, one of the most remarkable facts about water is its power to carry silt, finely divided soil in suspension. This is the origin of the characteristic color of the water in rain-fed tanks. This color varies with the nature of the earth in the catchment area and is most vivid immediately after a fresh inflow following rain. Swiftly flowing water can carry fairly large and heavy particles. The finest particles, however, remain floating within the liquid in spite of their greater density and are, of course, extremely small, but their number is also great. See, through this paragraph, what we can understand is it's about silt. See, you have studied about silt. Silt is nothing but mud, which is given in your glossary. You can look it somewhere in the glossary, sand or mud or etc. carried by flowing water and left at the mouth of a river. That is what called as silt. And this silt is particularly use it for agriculture and finely divided soil in suspension. Suspension. What is the difference between silt and suspension? Silt is nothing but sand, and suspension, as they have written in a glossary, the state of water with very small particles. Particles in the sense a small piece which we cannot see, and at the same time its greater density or its size we can see. So totally it's about sand or some other particles. Okay. This is the origin of the characteristic color of the water in rain-fed tanks. Here, the narrator explained about rain-fed tanks, how rain-fed tanks getting color just because of silt or suspension in the water. So these two things are going to add the color to what? The rain-fed tanks. This color changes with the nature of the earth in the catchment area. Catchment you might have seen in glossary, the place where or an area which collects plentiful rainfall. There what happens? This color, the color which is given by the silt or suspension, which is chained wherein the area which collects plentiful of rainwater area and is most vivid in the sense very bright in this. Immediately after a fresh inflow following rain. See, after getting fresh inflow, such kind of flow which is very fresh by the help of this rain, swiftly flowing water can carry fairly large and heavy particles. So swiftly, quickly, or very speed in its movement, right? So that particular of water can carry flowing of water quickly carried what large and heavy particles. So large and heavy particles are moving or going with this flowing water. The finest particles, finest, why it is particles finest? Because this is used for the purpose of agriculture. However, remain floating within the liquid in spite of their greater density. See, these things like particles and all which is coming from the surface area of the land, and those particles are accompanied with water when the water is rushing towards its place where water wanted to connect. There these particles are mingled and moving along with the water. And also he says remain floating within the liquid. Some of the particles are moving along with the water in the form of float, right? In spite of their greater density. Density, we can say that thickness of this particular silt or particles, and are of course extremely small. Sometimes particles are big or small on the base of its density, and but their number is also great. If the particles are very small and its number, the amount of particles are very great in this flowing water. The flow of water has undoubtedly played a greater part and beneficent in one in the geological processes by which the soil on the earth's surface has been formed from the rocks of its crust. The same agency, however, under appropriate conditions, can also play a destructive part and wash away the soil, which is the foundation of all agriculture, and if allowed to proceed unchecked, can have the most disastrous effects on the life of the country. The problem of soil erosion is one of serious import in various countries, and especially in many parts of India. The conditions under which it occurs and the measures by which it can be checked deserve the closest study. So through this paragraph, what he is going to say is, he is going to giving idea of flow of water, how flow of water played an important role, has undoubtedly played a great part. Yes, no doubt about flow of water played an important role on the surface of the earth, and it is beneficial for us. One, so what is that? One, in the geological processes by which the soil, say soil, about soil, when we come to soil on the earth's surface. So what we have seen, soil on the earth's surface, it is formed from the rocks of its crust, outer layer of the field, and it is in the form of rocks From these rocks, soil is occurred just because of flowing of water. Flowing of water is connected with the rocks and carrying somewhat particles which is placed on the rocks, which is carried somehow. In this way, soil is formed. Great. This is the one. Then the same agency in the similar, what happened? However, under appropriate conditions, can also play a destructive part. So flow of water is an important role, right? Played an important role wherein the surface of the earth. At the same time, it is going to play a destructive part and wash away the soil, which is the foundation of all agriculture. See, without soil, we cannot make agriculture there. Soil should be there, and that particular soil must be fertile. So here, on the base of agriculture, we need all these things, but the same soil is washed away with the company of flow water. What remains there? We don't have nothing. So it is highly impossible to cultivate the land and to grow crops and all. And if allowed to proceed unchecked, so this precious soil is away from with this flow of water. If this thing is not checked by us, what happens? Can have the most disastrous effects on the life of the country. So this may lead us to destroy everything. The problem of soil erosion is one of serious import in various countries. So it's very serious problem in various countries and all, and especially in many parts of India. So when we come to India, so Sir C.V. Raman, he is giving importance to our country. So what happens in our country about soil erosion? That is a very big problem. The conditions under which it occurs and the measures by which it can be checked deserve the closest study. If you want to check this particular soil erosion, you must take the closest study in order to understand how soil is washed away from us, from this agriculture land, because um, our country is on the base of agriculture. We can say that farmer is a backbone of our country. So if we want to till the land to grow crops and all, we need proper soil, and that must be fertile, and there should be particles or cells which helps to grow the plant very clear and densely, right? Yes, soil erosion occurs in successive steps. Successive, what do you mean by successive? It is given in a glossary, happening one after another. The earliest of which may easily pass unnoticed. So earlier time what happened is we didn't check about this kind of soil erosion. It is happened, and day by day we lost this precious soil which is stored on the surface of the earth. So there are many reasons to happen this in these later stages. So after this, what we did is the cutting up and washing away the earth is only to painfully apparent. So what is that painfully apparent? Apparent in the sense very clear. So what we can see very clear, cutting up and washing away the earth. So earth is cutting up and washing away. So what we can notice is washing away of the soil which is stored on the earth, and also it is clearly visible in the form of cutting shape. So cutting up, someone cut the particular area. That is the way that soil erosion occurred and noticed in this area in the formation of deep gullies. So what we can see in the form of deep gullies, gullies and ravines. You might have seen in glossary the meaning may be given there, gullies and ravines. Yes, given channels made by running water. See, rushing water or running water, it has a kind of momentum, a very speed. It takes very speed to connect sea, either sea or river. So in the same, while going, so what it does is it is going to form gullies and ravines. Here we can understand gullies is nothing but channels made by rushing water, and ravines a deep narrow valley which takes the soil of the surface within this. In this way, soil erosion occurred, which make all agriculture impossible. If it is happened in the area, so we cannot make agriculture. It is highly impossible. Sudden bursts of excessively heavy rain resulting in a large runoff of surplus water are the principal factors in causing soil erosion. So what happened here? Sudden blast of heavy rain. Excessively, what do you mean by excessively? Exceedingly, sudden burst, the force of the rain which takes plenty of the soil which is stored on the surface of the earth, which is carried and run away from the place. In this way, this precious soil is wasting, and this is the main reason, principal factors in causing soil erosion. So what is the main reason? The main reason is heavy sudden burst of rain. So this is the very good, and we can say that principal factor, cheap, right, to happen this soil erosion. Next, here you can notice it is land is given in the form of gullies and ravines. Here you can notice the place where the soil is away from this place. Here you can notice this is the clear picture. We can understand gullies and ravines in the form of deep narrow valley and channels. So here we can say ravines in the form of deep narrow valley which made water to flow with a great speed. Here you can notice it is in the form of gullies, channels which rainwater or water can flow with greater speed. In this way, this is formed soil erosion. So water is flowing in this form and it takes all the soil within this. In this way, this soil is wasting or runoff from the place. So if it is happened, we cannot grow any crop here. So it is highly impossible. Yes. Here, this is what the clear picture to understand gullies and ravines. Here you can see or understand about ravines. This is what gullies. Got it? Here rainwater can flow with great speed. Yes. Okay. Causes are the slope of the land. Yes, somewhere you read the last word, contributory. What do you mean by contributory? Contributory in the sense The thing which helps to causes. What is the reason behind this soil erosion? So, what are the sub reasons? Are the slope of the land. So, this is what the first reason, slope of the water, the land. If the land is slope like this, water, rushing water can carry the surface area of the soil into river, right? One reason is the slope of the land, removal of the natural protective coat of vegetation. Vegetation, nothing but plantation or plants. What we did, we are going to remove that particular natural protective coat which is appeared on the surface of the earth. So this is the reason to happen soil erosion. Why? Because if you remove this particular vegetation from the layer, it is very easy to carry the soil which is accompanied with this kind of plants takes away from this place. If there is plants, it's very impossible, highly impossible to carry soil within this. The existence of ruts along which the water can flow with rapidly gathering momentum. Say momentum, speed, the speed of water. Ruts, what do you mean by ruts? Ruts along a long, deep tracky or track in the form of track or gutter. So gutter or track which is having deep, long, deep track and all. This is the reason water can flow with rapidly, very quick gathering momentum, very speed. In this way, the soil takes away. The absence of any checks to such flow. So here in the gutter, if there is flow which checks how water is moving, if there is checks, there may be soil stores, but here highly impossible. Incredibly large quantities of precious soil, the soil which is on the surface of the earth, can be washed away if such conditions exist, as is unhappily too often the case. So, all these reasons behind this soil erosion. Then, the menace. What do you mean by menace? Menace in the sense danger or threat. So, what is a danger? The menace which soil erosion presents to the continuance of successful agriculture is an alarming one in many parts of India. See, what we are going to study from this paragraph is about how to protect soil, how to stop soil erosion. So, here the menace, danger, which soil erosion presents to the continuance of successful agriculture is an alarming one in many parts of India. So even agriculture also reason to happen soil erosion. So in what way agriculture plays here to make the soil erosion? Calling urgently for attention and preventive action. The terracing of the land. In agriculture also, we made some sort of problems. So there are methods to follow. So what is that method? The terracing of the land. the construction of bunds to check the flow of water. So if we including all these kind of methods while cultivating the land, we can protect the precious soil which is flowing with this water. How? The practice of contour cultivation. So, contour cultivation is the best method to store where the water is necessary. At the same time, when we come to soil also, and the planting of appropriate types of vegetation. So, vegetations here, removal of natural protective vegetation. Instead of using natural protective coat, you can do or plant appropriate types of vegetation. This may lead to save the soil which is precious. Are among us the measures that have been suggested. So these are the measures suggested for us in order to protect natural coat or the soil which is on the earth. It is obvious that the aim, what is that aim? Aim should be check to the flow of water at the earliest possible stage before it has acquired any appreciable momentum and correspondingly large destructive power. So, all these measures we can take to stop the momentum of the rushing water and large destructive power, which is in the form of flood, right? So, these are the suggestive methods which we can follow to stop soil erosion. Yes, let's move on. Here you can notice contour cultivation. So, how it is working? It's very easy to do. Water is flowing through this area and its speed we can stop, right? It is going to store the soil which takes within it where actually needed. So this is the way water can be save this particular soil where actually needed. Then here you can notice how natural or required plant which we can grow to stop soil erosion. This is a very clear image to understand about soil erosion and to check or to do some kind of cultivation in the form of contour or planting of appropriate types of vegetation. Here, yes, water is the basis of all life. Water is the basis of all life. Yes, or water is very important for our life to lead. We used water to satisfy quench or thirst, right? Every animal and every plant contains a substantial portion of free or combined water in its body, and no kind of physiological activity is possible in which the fluid does not play an essential part. Water is, of course, necessary for animal, while moisture in the soil is equally imperative for the life and growth of plants and trees. See here, the narrator is going to give importance to water. How water is important for life of people, even animal and every plants. How water plays an important role. He showed and he told us to remind water is very important. Why? Because it is necessary for animal life. If you are thirst, you need to satisfy by drinking of essential water. At the same time, while moisture in the soil, if there is moisture in the soil, we can see some kind of plants which is grown over there. If it is if there is no water, so what happens there? We can see only earth without water, and which we cannot use it for agriculture purpose, right? It is nothing but empty land. Yes, the preservation and utilization of water is thus fundamental for human welfare. Preservation, it is very important to save water, and utilization, water is utilized for the sake of agriculture and household work and all. So that is fundamental. It's very essential and important for human welfare. Apart from artesian water, and ultimate source in all the cases is rain or snowfall. Here, rain or snowfall, these two is the main reason to activate artesian water. Artesian water in the sense, you might have seen in glossary, you might have read. So it's about underground water springing from a hole, right? So what we have to do? We have to activate artesian water by forming some kind of pit on the earth to store particular water to activate this artesian water, underground water, right? Say rain. How rain plays an important role? Why? Because rain is very important, which activate artesian water in the same snowfall. Much of Indian agriculture depends on seasonal rainfall. See, if there is no rain, what happens? You can imagine, and you have a kind of experience the time of the month of May and April. So, due to shortage of water, scarcity of water, right? So, seasonal rainfall is the reason behind agriculture. So, Indian agriculture depends on seasonal rainfall and is therefore very sensitive to any failure or irregularity of the same. So, what we have to do is, if there is no rain, so what is the failure? Failure. So, affects on agriculture and irregularity of the same. If there is no rain or irregularity of seasonal rainfall, it may affect on the life of people, right? The problems of soil erosion and inadequate or irregular rainfall are closely connected with each other. Problems of soil erosion and of inadequate or irregular rainfall. Rainfall and problems of soil erosion, both of them are connected each other. In what way these two things are connected? How? How it is possible? See, if there is no rain, so area is becomes empty land, right? There is no vegetation, there is no greenery and all. So it's totally empty. So rainwater and this particular problem that we faced the time of summer season, so these two are connected each other. It is clear that the adoption of techniques preventing soil erosion would also help to conserve and keep the water where it is wanted. See, what is the technique here used? Adoption of techniques. What is that? Preventing, taking some prevention regarding soil erosion. So that may be help to conserve and keep the water where it is wanted. If you want to stop soil erosion, you have to make a cultivation like counter and all. If you are doing cultivation like counter, what happens? You have seen the image, how it is. It is very easy to know. This counter cultivation helps to recharge water the underground. How? Conserve and keep the water where it is wanted. See, water is flowing, right? If there is contour cultivation in the form of step, right, steps and all, in this way water stores where it wanted to store actually. In this way, what you are doing is, you are doing how? You are going to recharge underground water. Other words, you can say on and in the soil. And such techniques therefore serve a double purpose. What is a double purpose? You have stopped soil erosion. At the same time, you made where actually water wanted. I mean, you are activated underground water, I mean artesian water. And another thing is that you stopped soil erosion. So these two double purpose is happened when you take some techniques to prevent soil erosion. Got it? Yes. Here you can notice how water is important for animals' life, even plant. Look at this picture. Animals coming where the water is available, and they started to satisfy their their thirst, quenching water and satisfy their thirst. Water is important source in order to grow plant. So water is nourishing plants, people, animal, plants and all, right? Yes, it is evident, however, that in a country having only a seasonal rainfall, an immense quantity of rainwater must necessarily run off the ground. The collection and utilization of this water is therefore of vital importance. Much of it flows down into the streams and rivers and ultimately finds its way to reach or to the sea. Incredibly large quantities of the precious fluid are thus lost to the country. The harnessing of our rivers, the waters of which now mostly run to waste, is a great national problem which must be considered and dealt with on national, right? So here narrator is giving importance to how water is important and even a seasonal rainfall. How can we store seasonal rainfall, or how rainfall or rainwater is wasting from the ground. Somewhere he says the collection and utilization of this water is therefore of vital importance. Vital important? Very, very important to collect water and utilization. See, when we come to the word utilization, we are using water. How? Water is a source which is available free of cost, and even utilization also, there is no limit to waste water. We are wasting a lot of water to washing our face or taking bath and all. In this way, water is wasted. And even collection also, we won't bother about to collect water which we have plenty wherein well, much of it flows down into the streams. So we didn't collect water and we thought that it's not necessary to collect. So that particular thing or flows down into the stream. It is going to join streams and rivers, and ultimately at the end what happens, finds its way to the sea. In this way, seasonal rainfall or rainwater is connecting or rushing and flowing towards the sea. Incredibly large quantities of the precious fluid. Precious. What is that precious? Very important. Fluid, water, are thus lost to the country. So it is what? This is what the great loss of this country if we waste water or if we didn't collect, and if we free to leave this water to join sea. The harnessing of our rivers, the waters of which now mostly run to waste, is a great national problem. If we not take some kind of prevention towards collection and utilization of water in this time, so that is what the great problem. Which problem is that? A great national problem which must be considered and dealt with on national level. So in this way, I'm going to stop this class. We will meet again with next class. Thank you.